Happy Friday, my folks. Boy, these weeks just go by so fast these days. So, let's talk about the match that nobody talks about. All right, let's talk about the Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest match. Nobody talks about this match, and it is kind of. Here's my thing. It's not a very appealing match, okay? But I respect the heck out of both the guys that are in it. I've never been a huge Priest fan, but I like him. And everybody that has ever watched me do any videos at all knows how much I really like Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is one of my top 3 guys. He gets done dirty in the booking consistently, but I respect him. I was watching old clips last night with my son, and I watched him win that title back during COVID, and it just, man, that hit me, man. It hit me right in the heart when I saw that, because I wasn't watching wrestle at that time, and just to see him. Well, I know we watched it last WrestleMania, but he immediately turned around and lost it. But to see him win that title back then, man, that was awesome, dude. No, I think the world of Drew McIntyre, and I do think he's one of my top 3 guys, and just the lack of booking on their part with him and just the trash storylines they give him. I really was hoping that they would, for a second, they were pushing this whole him going after the bloodline deal, and I was kind of looking forward to that, and then of course it went away. That's what they do. Poof, it goes away. They get this brilliant idea, and pretty much, but then again, I'm biased. Anything involving bloodline, I'm going to think is a great idea, I guess. But they just went away, and I felt like that would have led to a Drew Roman feud, and I would have been super okay with that. I don't know why they didn't do it. I don't know why they pulled that back. But we got Priest Holmes at WrestleMania for Drew, and I think it's going to be a banger match. Again, I'm trying to bring positive to this Mania, and again, I agree with some of the folks have said, including my kid, like my son. The storylines are garbage, but the matches will be bangers, and this is going to be one of those. There hasn't been a lot of dialogue between these two men for this match. There's been a little bit. We saw some last week, but it hasn't been a whole lot of build. Again, you can say that about every match. Not a whole lot of build-up. So, but I do think it's going to be a great match. Who wins? That's the tricky part, because both of these guys have been booked like jobbers, and they lose. I feel like Drew has had the longer stint of that. I think that, unfortunately, Priest is moving into that realm, and I'm hoping Drew is coming out of that. I feel like Drew is due. I feel like Drew is due for something positive. It's time he get paid back a little bit for all these L's he's been having to take for the company, putting people over consistently. Drew's a company man. Drew does that, and I love that he does. But my thing is bro, he's got to get his due sometimes. You gotta scratch his back too, and they just don't do enough of that. And he's consistently getting crapped on. And I'm look, nothing against Priest, but I'm hoping Drew wins this match. I'm taking Drew to win. I'm kind of hoping there's some interference in this match. I'd like to see somebody else get involved here, because I'm more excited for what happens after Mania, because Mania season has absolutely sucked. I'm looking forward to new storylines. I'm hoping they do a reset, and the day after Mania, that Monday after Mania, we start off on new ground and have new feuds going on, and I'm hoping that this will be one. I'm hoping there's some interference and they get some setup going for both, because both of these guys deserve better than they're getting. I feel like they're both getting trashed on the booking. They are. But anyway, that's my 2 cents for that match. It's going to be a great match. This is one I'm actually looking forward to. Again, it doesn't get a lot of attention, but just like the one I mentioned before, with the Logan Paul and AJ Styles. I think this is another one like that. Nothing's on the line, but I do think it'll be a good match. I expect a banger with this one, and I want to see something progress in this match that will lead to post WrestleMania, and where do they go from here? I love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Y'all have a good Friday. Have a good weekend.